Amiga, ¿no te gustaría viajar a un nuevo país, but you stop yourself because you don't know their speaking language? Don't worry about that. Today's sponsor, Babbel, got you. If you have an upcoming summer trip abroad, my go-to travel hack is Babbel. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or embarking on a new adventure, communication is key to fully experience a new culture. That's where Babbel comes in. Babbel is a language learning app that's sold more than 10 million subscriptions. Thanks to Babbel's addictively fun and easy bite-sized language lessons, there's still time to learn a new language before you reach your destination. With Babbel, you only need 10 minutes to complete a lesson, so you can start having real-life conversations as in little as 3 weeks. Babbel's expertly crafted lessons are built around real life. You learn how to have practical conversations about travel, relationships, business, and more. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/Alan. That is babbel.com/Alan for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life.
When I came out for the beauty creations, they offered to do my makeup for like the photo shoot. And when she saw that, she's like, like, ¿qué hiciste? Like, why would you put on like makeup? Like, why would you wear that?
Hello everyone, I'm your host Alanized, and this is Noche de Pendejadas, your favorite talk show turned podcast en donde yo traigo a tu influencer favorito para chismear y sacarle sus trapitos al sol. Esta semana tengo un invitado súper especial. Please help me welcome tonight's guest, TikTok's rising star, Jose Bell. Hello.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I'm actually really excited para decirles that I've been wanting this to happen desde que te conocí, and we literally made this happen over the weekend.
Yes, like literally like so last minute, but we made it happen.
Literally, when did I text you? Yesterday or
Yes,
ayer?
yesterday.
Ayer, you guys, le dije,
Yeah.
amigo, ¿qué vas a hacer mañana? Me dijo que estaba disponible en la mañana.
I mean, like, I'm free right away.
You're like, actually, nothing. Why? What's up? I'm having a whole day booked. Pero, ¿cómo estás, amigos? Si ustedes no saben, you guys, yo acabo de conocer a José hace 2 semanas.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. I met you when you guys came down the first time with Beauty Creations. Y en cuanto lo conocí, you guys, así, inmediatamente. How was LA the first time? ¿Cómo te has estado sintiendo ya que estando aquí ya por como 2 semanas?
Honestly, like the first time I was here, it was really like something new, like, you know? Because I come from like the middle of nowhere. Literally, there's nothing.
Nothing.
And like, nothing.
Yeah, just me.
No. But there was like nothing. There's nothing over there to do. It's so dry. So it's like coming to a place that's so busy and like so much to do. It's just like overwhelming kind of like in a way. But I like it so much.
I think it also is really overwhelming because you guys came at the time where you guys are at your peak.
Yeah.
Like where todos los conocen.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to meet you guys. So it's very overwhelming, especially coming from like a place donde a lo mejor, como tú me habías dicho, nadie te pela.
Yeah.
Y aquí en Los Ángeles es una pinche
everybody.
celebridad. Aquí todos quieren conocerlos. How does that feel though? ¿Cómo te sientes estando like in a place where you're like, oh my God, so many people love me out here?
Honestly, it's like something so new, something that you're not used to, and like it kind of gets like overwhelming too, because like you don't know like what to expect like when you come out here, and you don't know like how people are gonna like treat you, because not everyone's like, you know, the nicest. Like you never know. Like
you're like, Alan's a bitch.
I know.
No. Honestly, I was super nervous to conocerte. Like yo cuando los conocí, you guys, I was actually invited to a Beauty Creations. Le estaban haciendo una pool party a Shawty porque iban a tener su meet and greet el próximo día. So me invitaron a mí y yo estaba bien nervioso, güey, para decirles that you were live at the party.
Yeah, I
y
was
yo
live.
estaba afuera, güey. Yo estaba en el carro esperando and I was having a full-on blown panic attack. No me quería meter. I was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna meet them for the first time. ¿Qué tal que les caigo mal? ¿Qué tal que les caigo bien? And also because you had already told me that you watch a lot of my videos.
Yes, I've been watching Alan for like, I don't know how many years now, like literally forever. I'm over here in the house, like already knowing everything.
You're like, that's your living room. No, you guys, que cuando llegó, he's like, oh, I recognize the house right away.
I already knew the Jeep, everything.
You're like, I already know where everything's at. I'm just formalizing myself. But no, he estado súper chido, amigas. Yo cuando lo conocí me cayó súper bien. Entonces quería traerlo aquí con ustedes para platicar y para que lo conozcan un poquito más. So, antes de que empecemos con el chisme, antes de que empecemos con todo eso, yo quiero que tú te presentes, que tú nos digas quién eres y qué haces, porque a lo mejor hay gente en casita ahorita que a lo mejor ni en cuenta. A ver, preséntate, amigo.
So I'm Jose Bay. I'm 21 years old. I do content on TikTok, Instagram, kind of everywhere. I'm all over the place, kind of. I'm just starting out. A lot of you guys may know me as Shorty's best friend. We're right here out in LA right now, and honestly, it's been so crazy. We've been getting like lit these past 4 days.
You.
Yeah,
I'm like,
every
dude,
day.
you guys, yo no sé cómo la has hecho, güey. Yo
Yeah.
no sé.
Yeah, I haven't even been like hungover or anything, but I don't. Honestly, it's been so fun. I'm trying to like go out every single day.
You're
after
living
we
your
chat.
best life.
Yeah,
literally.
living my best life. Me not trying to go back.
I'm staying here. Amiga, ¿no te gustaría viajar a un nuevo país, but you stop yourself because you don't know their speaking language? Amiga, yo también quisiera ir a Francia, pero yo ni francés sé hablar. Pero ¿sabes qué, amiga? Don't worry about that. Today's sponsor, Babbel, got you. If you have an upcoming summer trip abroad, my go-to travel hack is Babbel. Whether you're a seasoned traveler or embarking on a new adventure, communication is key to fully experience a new culture. That's where Babbel comes in. Babbel is a language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. Thanks to Babbel's addictively fun and easy bite-sized language lessons, there's still time to learn a new language before you reach your destination. Miren, amigas, yo estaba usando Babbel and I've been trying to learn a little bit of francés porque uno nunca sabe qué tal que en unos años you guys se me antoja y me voy a Francia. Entonces, obviamente tengo que hablar el idioma. Pero no, en verdad, amigas, even if I travel or not, a mí siempre se me ha hecho mucha como curiosidad de hablar un nuevo idioma. Entonces estaba usando Babbel to learn the new language. Salud, como se va. Ay, amigas, para que miren poquito a poquito, I'm learning a new language thanks to Babbel. By the way, that was how are you? With Babbel, you only need 10 minutes to complete a lesson, so you can start having real life conversations as in little as 3 weeks. Babbel's expertly crafted lessons are built around real life. You learn how to have practical conversations about travel, relationships, business, and more. Other language learning apps use AI for their lessons plans, but Babbel's lessons were created by over 150 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, not computers. Their teaching method has also been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages. Escucharon bien, amiga? 14 different languages. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation and accent. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel. In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/Alan. That is babbel.com/Alan for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life. So, ya vamos a empezar con el pinche chisme. So, yo lo que primerito quiero saber, yo quiero conocerte un poquito más, porque yo siento como miramos lo que haces en TikTok, but I feel like people don't really know you or have gotten to know you bien al chile, like por la persona que eres en verdad. So, yo quiero conocerte hoy un poquito más. Yo quiero saber, how was Jose Bay growing up? ¿Cómo fue tu infancia?
Honestly, growing up over in Minnesota, it's really conservative. It's really everything's really like I don't know how to say it. It's really just like calm. There isn't a lot of like Hispanic people as there is like in LA.
Okay.
So there's more like white people, more like there isn't a lot of flavor. It's really calm. You don't really see like over here you're so used to seeing like guys with makeup, with nails. Over there it's like something you're not used to. So whenever you like go out of place or like do something that's not like really like seen out there, everyone like judges you. And it's like honestly over there growing up, it's really like conservative. Everyone's like watching like everything you do, because over in LA it's like a big city, you know. So like over there, like it's a small town, like small town vibes. So it's like it's honestly scary like living out there, because like a lot of people get like shot and like,
oh shit,
yeah, like
just like randomly.
Yeah, a lot of people just like judge you, especially like if you're Hispanic. During when Trump was president, it was like really scary out there, especially like with the Latino community. A lot of people judge you and like give you shit like just for being like, you know, who you are.
How are you growing up? Like in middle school, were you bullied? Were you the popular kid? Were you like the cool kid? ¿Cómo eras tú? Yo quiero saber eso.
Honestly, like in high school and middle school was pretty chill. But like in high school was when I started like experimenting like with my sexuality and stuff. So like I said, not a lot of people are like accepting over there. So it's really scary. And I remember that I had like a group of friends, like guy friends. Yeah. And like when they found out that I was like into guys, like they were like, we don't want to be friends with you anymore. I was in like the soccer team, and I remember that they made a post like in social media saying like, oh, like Jose's gay, and a whole bunch of people like commenting about it. And after that, like all of the like friend groups I had, like they like went away. So like moving on into high school, like everyone went to the same high school after that too. So like I really didn't have any friends like in high school, like literally no one.
Shit.
Yeah, so it was like really sad. But like honestly, that's when I started watching like your guys' videos, like you, Louis, everyone, and like honestly, I would go like and hide in like the little library and like I would watch your guys' videos.
Escondido,
So like
man.
hiding. It was really comforting like watching your guys' video and like seeing how you guys are like so accepted out here for like being who you are.
Yeah.
And like over there it's just so crazy and like just growing up like with that like type of like people and like having like that negative energy, it's just like I don't know, just really draining.
Do you feel like living out in Minnesota, like maybe as a kid growing up, being gay, do you feel like you almost had to hide who you were and you almost had to limit yourself at what you did and how you did things?
Honestly, yeah, because like until recently, like I came out to my parents too.
Oh.
So it's
How was that?
it was honestly like they weren't really like too accepting of it. I was in a relationship at the time and they knew that person, but they didn't know that we were like in a
We
relationship.
thought you guys were friends.
Yeah, so they thought we were friends, but they went to Mexico on vacation, so they didn't know that like I was like hanging out with them like constantly. But like their friends, my mom's friends, would like see us together, and it was like really scary because I didn't know that like the chismosas and like the neighbors and
Yeah.
stuff would like see us like going out. So it was honestly like really scary when I came out to them because they already knew.
Ya
Because
les
they're,
habían
like,
ido con el chisme.
yeah, they already knew. They're like, oh, like I already knew. They're like, I'm just like really disappointed in you because I didn't want like that in your life, like, you know. It was honestly like really scary coming out to my mom, and she wasn't like too supportive right now. When I came out for the beauty creations, they offered to do my makeup for like the photo shoot, and when she saw that, she's like, like ¿qué hiciste? Like, why would you put on like makeup? Like, why would you wear that? And it's not because like she doesn't know that out here like it's so like, something that
Accepted. It's more normalized in LA.
And if you were to go like out in Minnesota like that, a lot of people wouldn't accept you. And like,
You're like, Alan, so don't go to Minnesota. Porque no regresas.
but it's really scary out there, and I feel like she just wants like what's best for me too. But at the same time, like she just doesn't know that out here it's like really accepting too.
So when you came out, obviamente ya estaba en Mexico, you were out there living your best life with your boyfriend at the time. Regresa tu mamá. And did she confront you, or were you like, fuck it, ya sabe, la vecina ya le fue con el chisme, quiero que sepa through me?
No,
¿Cómo fue eso?
I remember that I was kind of in like a little depressed era. So I came out to my sister first, and they were having like a carne asada outside, and they were like all drunk vibes and everything. So I told my sister in the kitchen, I was like, hey, like I want to talk to you and I want like your advice. I was like, I'm just unsure of like how to feel. And I came out to her like in that moment. My mom came in and she saw that I was crying, and I feel like she already knew because when my sister left, she was like, oh, like I already know. And then I was like, no, about what? And she was like, I already know that you like guys. And so it was just something like, I don't know how to say, like really, really scary.
Coming out in general is scary. Yo pienso que la gente, especialmente because maybe people that are part of the LGBTQ community can relate. Even though you know people know you're gay, like, porque se nos nota.
Yeah.
Like growing up, maybe, I don't know you, but I used to play with my sister's dolls and little cositas que te salen, but even just admitting it to your parents, like telling them like, hey, I'm actually gay. I know you've thought about it, but I am gay. Accepting it, it's very scary, especialmente porque uno nunca sabe cómo van a reaccionar tus familias, la gente que tú amas about you coming out. Did you ever, you know, when they told you what they told you, were you like a little heartbroken? You're like, fuck, like, me siento que no puedo ser myself around them, or cómo te sentiste tú en ese momento?
Honestly, it was like a big like stress reliever. I was honestly glad I did it. So like after that, I feel like I took like a huge like weight off my shoulders. It honestly wasn't like too scary because I was like, now I don't have to confront them about that like, ever again. After that, they wouldn't like let me hang out with like guys. They wouldn't let me like go. Even if it was like a friend group, they'd be like, "Ontas, like what are you doing? Like who are you with? Let me FaceTime you." So after that, it was just really hard like being like in a relationship. Ever since then, like I haven't been in one, only because like I just don't want like issues with like my parents since I'm still like living with them. But they said that if I ever do get in a relationship with a guy, that it'd have to be like whenever I'm out of their house.
Oh,
so
shit.
Right now that I'm in LA,
I'm at the house right now. You're like, I'm in a relationship, mom.
No, yeah, but over in Minnesota too, like I was saying, you don't really see that. And I'm honestly, I wasn't like really in a rush to like find like a relationship. So I was just waiting for like the right like thing to happen. And once I started like social media and like talking about it, I feel like that's when I started getting more comfortable like with myself and my parents too, kind of in a way. But ever since like that day that I came out with them, they're just really cautious like who I hang out with
and what you're doing and how you're doing it, which kind of sucks because al fin del día, you know, uno quiere vivir su vida como la quiera vivir and what makes you happy. But I feel like todavía estás joven. You just came out ¿cuándo?
Literally like 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit! So apenas.
Yeah, like recently.
So apenas, like literally.
No, I thought when I came out to LA.
Oh, I was like, damn! You're like, before I go to LA, I gotta drop the bomb.
No, like 2021.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I feel like they'll ease into it once they get comfortable with it because también es algo nuevo para ellos a lo
Yeah.
mejor, especially living in the place they live, como dices tú, no se mira mucho. So espero que like they can warm up to the
Yeah.
idea and the, you know, the fact that tú te gustan los hombres y pues es lo que tú quieres hacer y tú quieres compartir el resto de tu vida con un hombre.
Yeah.
Because I feel like especially for Hispanic parents, it's a little harder to understand, pero vivimos en el año 2023. Es algo que tenemos que superar y
Yeah.
tenemos que comprender. So, vamos a regresar un poquito más. Ahorita regresamos con ese topic. Pero yo quiero saber, how did you what were you doing before doing social media? Ahorita te miramos como toda una pinche celebridad. Te miramos en Hollywood, te miramos haciendo meet and greets, going live con más de 10,000 personas viéndote. Pero yo quiero saber, ¿qué estabas haciendo antes de hacer social media?
Honestly, before this, I was gonna start college. I was gonna go in for marketing. I'm actually supposed to register by the 28th, but I'm like, I'm not registering.
That shit.
Before this, like my life was like really, really dry. I really wouldn't go out a lot because there really isn't anything to do out there. Like really nothing other than like the Mall of America or like.
But like, ni modo que estés ahí todos los días.
Yeah, and it's really cold over there too. So our winter is like we only have 3 months of summer.
Oh,
so
shit.
like the rest of that is just all cold. So you can't really go out too. And over there like se oscurece like rápido. So you can't really go out like as often. And like the closest like place to go to is probably Chicago. And like that's like where like the most like clubs and like things to do are. But it's honestly like really dry. So there really isn't anything for you to do over there other than like work and like just hang out with friends.
Were you working at the time before doing social media or just school?
So,
¿En qué trabajabas?
So at the time I was working at a mall. I was working like all over the place. So I worked at H&M, I worked at Hollister. So I was like all over the place. I was just kind of getting my money and then kind of just just like all over the place. Yeah, kind of just saving up. But like I have an issue with like spending money. I would like spend on everything. Like I'd be like, like me trying to buy everything.
Like new clothes every fucking day.
No, yeah. So I would just like buy a whole bunch of random stuff. But like other than work and like school, I'd just be like on YouTube, like watching you guys. And like I was doing social media too at the time. On my free time, I would try to like do social media. But at first, like during COVID, when I started, it wasn't really going good for me, only because a lot of people were judging me. I gained a lot of weight during COVID, like a lot of weight. Like my peak was probably like 250 pounds.
Which is so crazy cuando me dijiste eso porque me lo estabas contando when we were at the Beauty Creations event.
Yeah.
Yo no te imagino. Yo te miro and I'm like, oh, he's probably always been thin.
No. I was 250 pounds and I'm like, I have someone that I'm really nervous, like around like a lot of people. And during COVID, like it was like, you know, everyone was like encerrado and like not really doing anything. So I would just eat and like watch your guys' YouTube videos, like the mukbangs, like the Cheetos. So I would just like
conmigo entonces, porque
I would just like
during COVID I gained like 80 pounds, bitch.
Yeah, I would just like eat like hot Cheetos, like fries. I'd be like making sandwiches that had like hot Cheetos and tacos to it.
Me, I was just bored eating. During COVID, I honestly thought like we were never gonna have to go out again. So I was like, me vale verga como me miro. I just want to show my face. Engordamos un chingo en ese tiempo.
No, yeah, it was honestly really like, I feel like I would eat like my feelings away too, like, cause like, you know, I still wasn't out like in 2020. So I would just like eat everything and like, it was honestly really scary too, cause like I was pre-diabetic too.
Oh shit.
So it was really scary. So I had to get like my shit together. And when I would start social media, I was still friends with Shawty at the time, cause we met in 2017.
How'd you guys meet?
So we met off Musically. That's at the time, like that was kind of like my peak back in Musically. We met because I did like a duet with her. And then after that, she blew up because PewDiePie, the YouTuber, he posted her on your YouTube channel. We would just like go live constantly and everything. But then when I started to gain a lot of weight, people would comment on my weight. They'd be like, oh, like he's fat, like he looks like grew and a whole bunch of things.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so like the comments at first, like you can be like, oh, the comments won't get to me, like just ignore the comments. But when it's like constantly and when they pick at every single thing, I feel like that's something that made me like super, super insecure even to this day.
Yeah.
Honestly, like what would make me feel like so much better like about like my weight and like about my body would just be like just not giving a shit.
Yeah.
But like I was just like, I'm just gonna quit social media and just like not go on it ever again. I was like, I'm gonna work like on my body and just like come back like when I can. It was honestly like really scary, like the comments, because they'd be like, oh, like he's fat, like this and that.
Like nada que ver con tu contenido. Like why are you commenting about
like
my body?
It would be constant every single day, and it wouldn't only be me, it'd be Shawty too. So it would just be something that like that would just get to you, and it would be every day. So I was just like, I'm just gonna quit, I'm just gonna leave it here. And I feel like it was honestly a good thing that I did because I could work like on my mental health. Yeah. But it was honestly something like so scary that.
So you literally deleted your account.
Yeah.
Or como le hiciste? How many followers did you have before you deleted it?
So I had made Musically and I had it for like 2 weeks. And I had made a duet with Shawty because I saw her on the like For You page. It was called the trending page at the time. So I had made like a duet with her, but it was honestly like something that happened like very sudden. like the hate comments just started coming to me. They just start like nitpicking, and when you see that they start affecting you, I feel like that's when they start like commenting more and more and more. So I just stopped, and I just stopped like going live like for a while. I did meet up with Shawty though in 2019. I think I bought her dog like Vaquita. It's like this little Chihuahua that has like black and white spots, so it looks like a little cow.
Is that where Vaquita loves come from?
Yeah. So
oh shit.
yeah.
Okay, that's a fun fact.
So when we met, she did a live stream, and that was when like I was at like my peak like of weight, and a lot of people were like, "Damn, like in person, like you look so fat in person," and a whole bunch of stuff, and like that shit like got to me.
People on social media, yo también, I've been doing this shit for so long, and I'm sure you've watched me for so long. I've always fluctuated in weight. My weight has always been like the topic of every fucking video back in the day. Like, y yo no sé por qué la gente se pone a comentar sobre el cuerpo de uno como si la gente en su casita tuvieran pinches cuerpos de Thalía y de William Levy. Like, no, güey. Te pareces igual de torta que yo, ¿para qué me andas criticando? Which is so crazy. And like you said, it's so hard not to let these comments not get to you. Especialmente cuando like you're going through that shit mentally. Like, I'm sure at the time when you gained weight, like, you knew you gained weight. You knew you weren't comfortable. You knew you felt some type of way of how, you know, you have gotten. Y cuando la gente te está chingue with something that you're already trying to like go through with mentally and trying to fix through with like mentally and physically, it fucking does get to you. You stopped doing social media. You took a break. You got your life together. You know, you started working. You went back to college. Delgazaste mucho peso, which congratulations. Y regresaste a social media. How was your new introduction to social media? Porque you blew up overnight.
Yeah, so I had an account. I was using my old account, the one that I used for Musically. And that account, it was getting a lot of engagement, but I started off, instead of posting TikToks, I just started off with going live. I would join Shawty, and I was just kind of making like my own little character. But when I started blowing up, a lot of people would like report like my lives and like report it for like a whole bunch of like random things. Yeah. So I stopped going live on that account, and I just stopped using it. So at the time, I went to a Dollar Tree to buy like these little like bunny ears and a whole bunch of things. And
he's like, you're at the time, bitch, 2 weeks ago.
At the time,
I'm like, what do you mean? No, because you blew up quickly.
Yes, it was like so sudden. I feel like the both of us, like Shawty and I, because she had another account, but that one wasn't really like getting a lot of engagement. So when we both started going live with each other and just started creating like more content, a lot of people were liking that shit, and like a whole bunch of people were noticing us, like you, Louis, like a whole bunch of people, and it was so sudden too, and like a whole bunch of opportunities started coming for us. We're like, oh, like we want you to come to LA, and at first it was like, not it being a scam, but
you're like, not me gonna get fucking human trafficking.
No, it's scary because you don't know like who to trust too.
Especially because you guys were in Minnesota, y como tú dices, no se mira nada de eso allá. You're like, wait, me están ofreciendo a free flight, hotel y todo. De ser un pinche scam.
Yeah. For me, I was like, de aquí soy, but Shawty...
like que me roben a la verga.
No, but Shawty was really scared. She was just scared because she doesn't know how to be like in the airport alone. Yeah. But like the sudden like engagement that a whole bunch of people were like commenting and like being with us, it was so crazy at first. And it was something that you're not used to either because like I'm used to like being like in the background and like just being friends with like Shawty. But when I went to that Dollar Tree, I didn't know. Well, I mean, I knew that I had like these bunny ears on like my head, but like they reported that account for like stealing from Dollar Tree a little bunny ear.
Because you just walked out with them?
Yes, so I just walked out with them. And everyone was like, not him stealing from Dollar Tree. So that account, I don't use it anymore. So I just made a new one. And literally like 2 weeks ago, I'm already like almost at 200K on that account.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and just being like introduced to this like so sudden and like having like that engagement like all over again, from going to like hate comments to people loving you, it's just something like so crazy. And I feel like that's helped like my insecurities a lot too. Because I used to be like really confident when I was like bigger. But then like when people were commenting, like now I get really anxious in like bigger crowds. I get really anxious like when there's a lot of people. Not because I think they're gonna do something to me, but because I feel like they're judging me. And like it's just something that I can't help. Like a lot of people are like, pues no les hagas caso, like just like move on. But it's just something that you can't like help, you know.
People forget that at the end of the day, you're human. Like te miran online, te miran con 10,000 personas viéndote en vivo, and it's like, no way, no eres alguien out of this world, eres un humano. Y obviamente, si la gente te empieza a decir cosas, si la gente te empieza a criticar, it's gonna in some way affect you. You know what I mean? And you know, like you said, lo bueno que ya you're learning to be more confident. Like, lo bueno que la gente en verdad te está recibiendo muy bien. How did that feel? You know, obviously, when you were doing social media back in 2020, la gente, como tú dices, te odiaban mucho, te decían muchas cosas.
Todo throwing tomatoes.
Freaking throwing rotten tomatoes at you, bitch. From going from that, ¿cómo se siente being so loved now? Ahora que regresas otra vez a las...
Honestly, it's so crazy. It feels like it's a good feeling. honestly, it's a really good feeling, and I'm like forever grateful.
Did
like
you
for
expect
everyone.
that though, or like were you like, nah, they're gonna hate on me
I
again?
honestly was just going live like for fun. I was just doing it for fun, but a lot of people started liking like the content that I was posting. So I would just go live like daily, daily, daily. When I came back out here to LA for the Beauty Creations trip, I was really nervous because that party was full of like people that I would watch, like Louis, Alan, Adam, Lauro, a whole bunch of people, and I was just really nervous. And then when Alan showed up, he was like really humble. He was like, he was like, Jose, he was like, how are you? And he gave me a hug, and it was just something that like calmed me down, because like when you're at a party with a whole bunch of people that are like up there, like you don't know like to go up to them.
Bien. I did notice you were a little anxious. Yo me acuerdo que te digo, amigo, vente pa' acá.
Yeah.
Porque lo miraba you guys y lo miraba al lado. Te miraba al lado and I'm like, friend, come over here. También estás aquí tú en la fiesta. Vente con nosotros. Ponte pedo. Ponte al 100. And honestly, I did feel like after like a couple minutes, te sentiste más cómodo.
Yeah. And honestly, like, it was thanks to Alan. Like, I messaged him on Instagram, and I was like, thank you, Alan. I was like, thank you so much, like, for introducing me, like, to your friends. And, like, he's been so humble, like, giving me, like, so many opportunities. So I feel like him, Shorty, and, of course, you guys, like, have given me, like, so many opportunities. So it's just, like, something, like, that I'm going to be forever grateful.
Pero todas esas oportunidades, en verdad, te lo digo honestamente, te las mereces. Because you know what I was thinking the other day? Y es algo que también se tiene que pensar la gente. Because I know you get criticized a lot. Like, oh, ¿sabes qué? Ahorita te lo digo después de esta pregunta. I want to ask you this question because I feel like it ties into what I'm about to say. So, obviamente, como tú acabas de decir, tú conoces a Shawty back in 2020.
Yeah.
I feel like back then, you know, you guys were both growing together. This year, she blew up.
Yeah.
And with her blowing up, tú también. Los dos se fueron para arriba, literally on a skyrocket. Pero ha habido mucha gente, mucha gente que comenta diciendo que you're not genuine to her, that you're not a good friend towards her. And they have even gone too far as saying that you're using her for clout. ¿Cómo tú te sientes cuando miras comentarios así sobre tu amiga?
Yeah. Honestly, it's like, I honestly don't let them get to me because I know like what I'm doing. I know like my true self. Like a lot of people don't know that like back in 2017, like she used to have like this little Android and she would do like live streams and like the lives would be like all glitchy, all like, you know how that TV like her.
All on a brick, bitch.
Yeah. So I had like this old iPhone and it was cracked, but it was like at the time, like back in 2017, I think that's when there was like the iPhone 7 was like the newest phone. But it had like a little crack, but I didn't use it. So I gave it to her and I shipped it out to her and I gave her like a little card and like a little perfume. And that was like out of me, like, you know, like a lot of people don't know that because I never asked her like, oh, post that I gave you a phone. So like a lot of people don't know like my intentions, like when I met her and like how we met. Like I literally met her when we were both like nothing, like, you know. And like, I'm not saying like right now that we're like Kim K, but I'm just saying like before, like people don't know that we met like at nothing.
Yeah.
And like, I don't really like commenting, being like clapping back and be like, oh, well, I got her iPhone, I got her this, I got her that. Because like, I'm really grateful for like the opportunities like she's giving me, but I'm never like, oh, post me, do this, do that, do that. Like, I feel like all these opportunities have come to me, but because of my own live streams and of course, thanks to her, a lot of people don't know that we met like from nothing.
Y eso es lo que yo te quería decir. Like, yo se lo dije, yo le dije, güey, tú tienes mucho talento, porque yo me acuerdo que tú me habías dicho that you're like, oh, I might stop doing social media, which I'll ask you about that right now. Pero yo lo que le estaba diciendo, güey, tú tienes mucho talento y es un talento que no muchos tienen. Yo cuando miro tus en vivos, like, even independientemente, like, whether you're Shawty based friend or not, when I watch your videos, me tienes pegado al screen. And that's, no, I'm being serious. Like, I'll literally be watching your lives and I'll just be waiting for the next dumb thing you're gonna say. And it's so funny watching you live, bitch, porque siempre sales con una cosa like random. And I feel like eso es un talento que no muchos tienen y es un talento that has helped you get to where you're at. No matter whether you're friends with her or not, like todo tu talento lo tienes tú, porque para decirles, to be able to have people and that many people that watch you live pegados a un screen, just watching what you're gonna do next is a talent. Hay mucha gente que trata de hacer social media, hay mucha gente que trata de hacer en vivos y pues no les sirve, no les sale. ¿Por qué? Porque no tienen esa chispa that makes people want to keep watching. Y eso es una cosa que yo te dije a ti, que aprovecharas and to not let go, because es algo que no mucha gente tiene. Y como tú dices, you're very appreciative of all the opportunities you've gotten, pero también te tienes que dar crédito a ti porque al fin del día tú tienes esa chispa, tienes ese talento que la gente le gusta ver.
And it's so crazy too because like I feel like I got like my humor from you guys too, because I would watch like Danny and Irma's podcast and like I would watch you and Danny, of course, like your guys' vlogs and like your guys' parties like in the back. So I feel like a whole bunch of like my comedy and stuff has gotten like, it has come like from you guys. Like inspired too. I grew up like watching you guys. Like I grew up watching you grow like as a person, and like I've been like so obsessed with you guys, like not even you, but like Danny and
us,
Irma. Yeah. And it's just been like even like this past Halloween, like I was watching like when when Irma and Danny were dressed like as Chucky and like
for the fucking podcast.
yes.
Bitch.
And I was like,
Y'all
wine of the
crazy?
week. And I'm always like, when are they gonna post? When are they gonna post? And I was really sad like when you took a break like off social media. But I feel like all this humor and like all of this like has come like of course from you guys because I grew up watching like people who are funny and people would make me laugh. So it's nice knowing that I can give like that feeling back to people that are always like, oh, like thank you for going live because like I'm like having like issues and like whenever I watch you go live, like you make me like laugh and stuff. So of course like I also want to give credit like to you guys because I feel like that like humor comes from you guys as
Pero
well.
también te quiero decir a ti, igual como tú te sientes about us, I want to say, I freaking love your content too, bitch. Me tiene, no.
He's
And
so
ahorita
sweet.
cuando llegó, güey, he was telling me about what he was doing yesterday. I was like, oh, ya había visto eso, ya, I already saw. Porque es lo que te digo, güey, me tienes pegado a tu pinches en vivos. And that's something that, like, honestly, for me, I have a lot of shit going on. Like, cuando no estoy filmando, estoy editando. Cuando no estoy editando, estoy en vivo. And I still make time to watch your lives and keep up with you. Which is crazy because, like, you're a fan of me and I'm a fan of you. Which is good, though, because, como yo te dije a ti, tú tienes esa chispa and don't let that chispa que se te apague. So, hablando de apagar, tú el día que fuimos al evento de Beauty Creations, tú me habías dicho que cuando regresabas, back home, you were going to quit social media. Y también habías hecho un en vivo. And in that live stream, you know, you did talk about how, you know, you wanted to quit social media. And it went viral. A lot of people started reposting that clip.
Guys, before I leave forever and delete my account, I just want to say something low-key. I will never forget you guys in this view. Bye, you guys. I'm leaving this forever right now. I'm leaving so my mom can be happy, guys. I'm leaving so she can have her dream come true right now.
Why do you feel like, you know, you felt that way about quitting social media, especially right now that you're doing so great?
So, that was honestly a topic because like a lot of people were sending that like stuff to my mom. They'd be like sending stuff like to my mom, and like when Beauty Creations did my makeup, they were sending it to her. They were just like telling her like, hey, like your son has makeup, hey, like this and that, like he's doing this, he's doing that, like he's wearing pink. And like my mom would get pissed off, and I remember she texted me and she was like, ya no te voy a dejar ir a Los Angeles, like why are you doing this? And like also like keep in mind that I'm like 21, so I don't know like why she's still on me about that, but I was like, you know what, like maybe like this isn't for me, like I just don't want her to get mad at me. But at the same time, like thanks to like Alan and them, like they like helped me open my eyes and like in a way, I mean like moving away from my mom. But it's just something that like that honestly, like I know my mom's like trying to worry for me, but it's my life and I feel like I'm grown now, like grown enough to like know what I'm doing, and I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. Like it was just like
your life.
And like it was scary because every little thing I do, like they'll send it like to my mom, or even like every little thing that Shawty does, like they send it to my like to her mom. So it's just something that like you got to keep in mind that like a lot of people like are watching you, but like for the wrong reasons, to like see whenever you're gonna like do something wrong, to like send it right away to like your mom or to like people who like might be watching you or who like you're close to too. That's why I like keeping like my work life private, because a lot of people are like, oh, I know where you work, I know this and that, and like it's scary because you never know like what they're gonna send.
You never know people's intentions, porque hay mucha gente que en verdad nomás te mira o nomás les gusta verte para ver en qué critican. You know what I mean? And that's something, yo me acuerdo que tú me habías platicado de eso, because we were literally, I still remember, we were literally by the pool, and you were telling me about, you know, you want to quit and all this. Y yo me acuerdo que le había dicho, le dije, no, José, don't do that. Yo sé que ahorita a lo mejor tu mamá no le gusta lo que estás haciendo, o no entiende o no comprende, pero al fin del día, si esto te hace feliz, si esta oportunidad es algo que en verdad tú siempre has querido, don't let it fall from your hands. La tienes aquí. Imagínate, güey, si hubieras cuiteado, like having it here. No, tienes que tomarle provecho. And I feel like esto no lo digo nomás para ti, pero lo digo a mucha gente, porque pasa mucho, especialmente a nosotros que, you know, we are part of the LGBT community. I feel like mucha gente no nos entiende, mucha gente no nos comprende, and doesn't realize that, like, a veces tratando de apagarnos nos hacen daño, because imagine trying to be yourself, imagine like trying to be happy. Porque al fin del día, amigos, we're trying to be happy. Igual que ustedes, igual, like, just because we're gay doesn't mean we don't have the same life goals as someone that isn't. Like, we're just trying to live our life and be happy. Like, ¿qué culpa tengamos nosotros que salimos gay? So, yo siempre digo eso, you guys, vive tu vida por ti, because al fin del día, like, you're only gonna have yourself. La gente que queremos un día no van a estar aquí con nosotros, o si están aquí, ellos van a estar haciendo su vida, su familia, sus hijos y todo, to where you're gonna be, like, the least thing they worry about. So I always say, like, for anyone that's ever stuck in that situation, and even maybe you can take that advice, always make decisions and always make things that you feel are right and that are going to make you happy. Porque al fin del día, mientras que tú estés feliz, es todo lo que importa.
And honestly, like, I also feel like, you know, I'm really close to my mom. Like, before all this, like, social media happened, like, we would go out every single day, like, because of the fact that, like, I didn't really have, like, a lot of friends either. So, I would just, like, go out with her a lot. So now, like, being out here and, like, not being close to her, like, it's just something so new. And, like, my dad, he works a lot, so my mom's, like, always, like, home alone.
Yeah.
So it's just something, like, new and, like, different. So I feel like she kind of misses me, too, like, in a way. But at the same time, like, this is, like, for my future. This is, like, for me, you know?
Yeah.
So I gotta, like, take advantage of it now that, like you said, that it's, like, my peak. Because you never know, like, when, like, people are gonna stop watching you or, like, when this and that. So you just gotta be consistent. And I feel like coming out here and, like, taking all these opportunities has, like, changed my life, like, honestly, like, instantly.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy, too, because literally, like, this happened, like, so randomly, like, so out of nowhere. Like, I literally blew up, like, no, bitch.
No, literally though. It's because when you're made for it, you're made for it.
Yeah.
And obviously, yo como te lo he dicho muchas veces, friend, like, you're made for it. Like, tiene toda la potencial, nomás is really you believing in yourself. Eso es lo único que te falta. You believing in yourself and you being like, you know what? Este sueño que he tenido toda la vida, yo lo puedo hacer.
Yeah.
You grew up, like you said, you grew up watching us. And I'm sure there was that time where you're like, fuck, I wish I can be doing what Alan is doing, what Louis is doing. Or I like how they live their life. Tú lo puedes hacer. You just gotta believe in yourself. And like you said, maybe your mom isn't that she doesn't accept you. Maybe what it is su miedo. Su miedo a que te vaya a pasar algo, que estando acá te hagan algo. Espero que cambie un poquito eso para ti y te comprenda y sepa que at least what you're doing is for your good and you know what you're doing, you know? So obviously, you know, you wanted to get off social media, but you did it. ¿En qué momento dijiste, sabes qué? Esto de hacer social media full time can be an actual job, a career. What was that moment for you?
Honestly, because, like, I would go, like, live constantly, you know? People send, like, little gifts and, like, literally, like, every 2 weeks, like, my paycheck would come, like, 200, 300, like, 400, like, from
for
work.
Your normal job.
Like, for my normal job, and that'd be, like, working, like, 1 to 8 or, like, all these, like, long hours of just, like, standing and, like, doing, like, stuff. And, like, from getting that, like, to getting it, like, in a live, like, in a 1 hour live, like, it's just something, like, so crazy that I was, like, there's so many more opportunities out there. And it was just something, like, that I was like, de aquí soy, and I was like, de aquí voy a aprovechar, because back home, like, I was like, I'm literally making that, like, every 2 weeks, so I was like, I'm not gonna quit. And especially now that, like, you introduced me, like, to so many people, like, I wanted to take, like, that opportunity to, like, film content with them and to, like, look, like, right now I'm, like, here, and, like
now we're no
it's like
I used to watch the podcast, now you're here.
Like, I would watch, like, the podcast when you brought Elsie, when you brought, like, Soraya, when you brought Tati, and I would, like, be watching, like, when Alan's gonna post and stuff. Honestly, I was like, I'm not gonna quit, and I was like, if it ever, like, fades away or if anything happens, like, I just want to keep this because these are gonna be, like, memories, you know? Especially, like, hanging out with you guys, like, the day that we went to Melody's party, like, even, like, hanging out with you guys and seeing, like, how many people that I used to watch, like, on social media were like, oh, like, I love your content, I love this and that. It was just something, like, so, like, crazy to me because, like, those are people that I watch.
No, you are the moment, bitch. Like, you're the moment right now. Y como dices, tú tienes que aprovecharlo porque oportunidades así, amigas, no pasan mucho en la vida.
Back to, like, kind of, like, to what my mom was, like, saying, like, even, like, when I would watch, like, you and Irma's, like, videos and Danny's, like, you know how you guys would be, like, talking, like,
all like, fucking vulgar, all cussing, bitch.
Yeah, I'd have, like, my AirPods and I'd be, like, in a rincon, like, watching them like this. I remember when you took a break, like, off, like, social media, I was, like, all sad, like, rewatching, like, all the old videos and stuff. But I would, like, have to hide that, like, from my mom, too, because, like, you know, even, like, watching, like, you guys doing makeup and stuff,
it's
like,
different.
I would, like, hide in my room. I'd be, like, in un rincon, and I would, hey, like, ¿qué haces? So, like, I would be watching you and, like, Irma's podcast and all that. But, like, I'd also have to hide, like, all that from my mom, too, because she'd be like, oh, like, why are you watching, like, a guy do makeup? Like, why are you watching that? Now that I'm, like, here, like, with you and, like, that she knows that I'm here, because I told her, I was like, oh, like, I'm going to go see Alan and this and that. And she was, like, really happy for me. And, like, she also, like, loves you, too. Like, she watches, like, Martita's, like, cooking show.
She's like, she watches your mom.
Yeah, she watches her mom.
Hola, ¿cómo está? No, but it's good. You know what I mean? Like, it's good que ya, aunque sea, she's opening up to, like, she see, like, you know what? Mi hijo no está haciendo nada mal. Mal es robar. You like, I did that too. Fucking Dollar Tree.
The Dollar Tree.
Al fin del día estás haciendo algo que, como tú dices, estás viendo por tu futuro.
I want to take, like, all these opportunities, like, right now, because also, like, later too, we have, like, a special guest that I was, like, wanting to, like, meet, and it's, like, really exciting because, like I've always been like a really big fan of you guys, so it's just like crazy just being here. I also came back out here to LA, and I never knew that I was gonna meet someone that Alan knows who. Yeah, throw a secret out.
How was that? I know you came to LA no buscando amor y terminaste enamorado, güey.
Yeah,
¿Cómo
so
te sientes de
we
eso?
went to the club like 3 days straight. But we also went like to other events, to other birthdays too. And I texted Alan. I was like, Alan, are you coming? He's like, no, I'm gonna take a break. I was like, if I'm gonna go alone, then I'm gonna go alone. But I just met like a person out here, and I never knew that I was gonna like meet someone because I wasn't really looking for that. Like I told you, like I was really cautious like about like what they were gonna say to my mom. But like after like a couple of drinks and all that, like I like
like love happened.
Yeah. It was just so sudden. It was just so crazy. But honestly, like that's one of the reasons why I want to come back out here too, because we both like click like instantly too. So I really want to come back out here because over there, like I said, like there isn't really like a lot of guys. I mean, there is.
Yeah.
But they're just like
No te llaman la atención.
Yeah. And it like no que sea yo like gran cosa or whatever.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot for someone like for me to like. I never knew that I was gonna meet someone out here, and it was just so crazy. Like literally like these past like 3 days, like I haven't even been like at Jenica's house. I've just been like at their house.
You're like I've been in love.
Yeah. So it was just something like so sudden and something that like I feel like all these opportunities like gave me, and like I feel like people come into your life like in the right moment, and I feel like right now like all like these like I feel like it's my year kind of just meeting them too. I feel like it was like life saying like here's like something for
like
you.
a little reward. You know what's crazy? Ayer estaba viendo tu en vivo and you sounded all in love.
Wow.
No, you guys, es que yo los he visto en persona también juntos, yo lo sé. Porque casi los días que él ha estado aquí, yo te he visto que como 4 o 3 veces.
Yeah.
So yo los he visto, hemos ido al antro juntos, like we literally took him to like Hollywood. And lo miro muy como enamorado, and I feel so good for you. Do you feel like LA made you feel a little bit more comfortable and made you get out of like maybe that reservedness that you maybe had back home?
Honestly, yes. Like going like to all those clubs and like hanging out with all you guys, I feel like yes. But at the same time, like still like going to events where there's like a lot of people, I'm still like really anxious. Like people are like, oh, like why aren't you having fun? Like this and that. And I have to take like a couple of drinks to get comfortable. Yeah. But it's just like when there's so many people, like you saw how many people were like at that event. It was
overwhelming. Yeah.
And it was just like, it's just something like that's really scary that I still have to get used to. But like being out here in LA, like it honestly feels like unreal. Like I don't feel like I'm like alive kind of. Like it just feels like
a dream.
Yeah, kind of like a dream. But it just feels like so unreal, and like I want to enjoy like every single moment. Like I know that I'm leaving soon, but I'm gonna come back. But like I don't want to think about me leaving like right now. I want to like live everything like in the moment. But honestly, like it just feels like so unreal, especially like all of these, like meeting all of you guys. Like I feel like it hasn't hit yet. It still hasn't hit.
I'm like, well, it hasn't hit me that I met him. Pero ¿cómo se siente? ¿Cómo has your mom seen any TikToks about you and that boy?
No, yeah, she called me. She called me on the Uber here. I was reading like the little like script and stuff about the podcast. She called me and she was like, she was like, who is this? She was like, who's that? And then I was like,
Un amigo.
No. It was just like I was like so scared. I paused and I was like, oh shit, like what do I say? And then like the Uber started getting really hot. I rolled the window down. It's like, I was like, it's just a friend. I was like, he's just the hairstylist, like the assistant.
Here he's a celebrity MUA, bitch.
Yeah, so I was like, he's like just an assistant. I was like, he's just like someone that was there. I was like, but we're just like friends. I was like, I only met him like one time, and me staying at his house like 3 times. And she's like, oh well, why were they commenting where you were gonna stay? And I was like, oh, it's because I have to keep like where we're staying like privately, because you know we are staying like at Jenica's house. But she was over here like, oh, like I was just making sure like that you weren't staying like with the guy, because that's what people in the comments were saying. And she also saw like me on live like getting the roses. Yeah. But like when I go back home, I have to go and like block everything like really fast, because I also go live like when I was like a little bit like 2 and 4 like drinks. And like I don't know if she saw that either, but if she saw it, well, she's gonna say it.
Mejor prefiero pedir perdón que permiso. You're like, I'll just say sorry. But you know what's great about that? Que sabes que a lo mejor what you're doing might not parecerles a tu mamá or your family, but you're still living your life. You're still being authentically yourself. You're still, posting things that might get you in trouble later on with your family. Y eso es lo que importa, because at the end of the day, como tú dices, mientras que tú estés viviendo tu vida, es lo que importa.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, are you scared to go back home now? Ya que ya te vas mañana, you're like, fuck, voy a tener que explicar todo.
Honestly, I want to stay longer. I might still until Wednesday or Thursday. Today's Monday, right?
Tuesday. No, lunes.
It's Monday. More days for me.
Oh shit, yeah, you have 2 more days. Because they van a decir, Wednesday?
Yeah. So 2 more days. Wednesday night probably. But I'm going to come back probably like in a week. But I honestly want to stay here. I don't want to go back home because it's just really dry over there.
Yeah.
Like even if like my opportunities like go away, like I want to like stay here. Like I want to be here only because there's like the beach, the mountains, there's like nice weather like year round. And like if I go back home, like right now it's like raining, it's all gloomy, like literally it's all just like cornfields.
Yeah.
And it's just like something that I don't want to go like back home, like back to like the boring life. Like I want to stay out here because it just feels like so like surreal. It doesn't feel like real.
Like you're like, fuck no, because cada día tienes una cosa nueva que hacer. Y antes nomás en tu cuarto te la pasabas.
Yeah, just in my room, like watching Alan, like sin que hacer.
You're like, ahora ya ni tiempo tengo para ver a Alan. You're like, I'm too busy for that shit. No, but that's good because, you know, that's how it should be. Like, as long as you're living your best life, as long as estás haciendo lo que a ti te gusta, es lo que importa, you know what I mean? Ya para terminar el episodio, yo quiero saber qué te miras haciendo en los próximos 5 años. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years from now?
Honestly, I see myself clubbing every single day with Alan. Every day.
Tengo todo el día con él hoy. A ver si nos ponemos pedo.
But honestly, like, I see myself honestly living here. Like, I want to come back in the summer, and that's for sure. Like, I'm already going to manifest it for myself. I'm going to come back out here in the summer. I'm going to stay here. But I see myself living in LA, whether it's, like, by myself or, like, with someone. But I definitely see myself out here, and hopefully I, like, keep like making like more content, and especially like I hope like I get up there. But I'm just like, it's just so crazy. Like I'm here right now, so I just want to like, you know, live like the moment.
What's something that, you know, you talked a lot about, you know, not feeling too accepted, you know, for your sexuality. What's something that maybe people that watch you that are in the same position as you, what's something that you can maybe give them advice on?
Honestly, I want to like, I just feel like just be yourself. Like honestly, like you only live once, and I feel like if you're not being yourself, like if you're too busy worried about like, I feel like I shouldn't have been like my entire life worried about like what other people would think. I feel like I should have just lived in the moment, because I like didn't go to prom because I was still like overweight, and I missed out on that. Like I missed out on like so many things, on so many birthday parties, and like I feel like that's why I also like lost a lot of friendships too, because like my parents wouldn't let me go out because of like of that very reason. So they were like, you know, vamos a invitar, like we'll just like let him be, because like once a lot of people start inviting you, like they're gonna stop inviting you when you don't show up.
When you stop like lagging,
so,
when you keep lagging, you're like, ya pa que lo invito.
So they just stopped inviting me. Like now that like I'm out here, everyone, like even people that I never used to fuck with, that people that used to like make fun of me and like shit in school, they're like, oh, like you're with Alan, you're with Louis, you're with like this and that. But it's just so crazy because I'm like, people that I like used to like make fun of me, like now are like in my DMs, like trying to hang out, like trying to make plans. But I'm never gonna see them again because I want to be out here. Bye forever. I'm never going back. No, but
this last y'all saw of me.
No, yeah, but even when I was back out there, when I came back from the beauty creations trip, like the 2 days that I was out there, like I went to like my local Walmart, and like a whole bunch of like the workers, they're like, oh my god, like you're Jose. They're like, how are you? And like let me take pictures. Like let me use like my discount at the Walmart. So like even like my little town's like getting to know me like so much, and it's just so crazy that back home like a whole bunch of people are watching me now, because that used to be me like watching you, and like it just feels like so unreal.
You must be so proud of yourself, because honestly, es algo que no todos pueden hacer.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, like I just want to be like forever grateful like for all these opportunities, because like I feel like later on, like these are gonna be memories. Like I'm gonna be like, oh, like I remember when I was with Alan. I'm gonna remember like when I met like Irma and Danny, like all of these things, because like, you know, they're memories too. So I just want to like, even though like it doesn't feel like work, because it kind of is like in a way, I just want to treat it like you know,
you're having fun.
Yeah, just like I'm having fun, because like I was back home and I was like, should I go like back out to LA? I was like, I don't know, like it's just like I don't know if it's for me, because a lot of people were like also commenting too. They were like, oh, like we feel like you're just going because of Shawty, because of this. But I was like, no, I'm gonna go back out to LA like and do my own thing. But then that's when she tagged along, because we got invited by Forever 21 to make an event. But like coming out here and like taking all these opportunities, like I'm kind of like doing my own thing and like trying to like make like my own like persona. But honestly, like it's just something that I'm like just trying to like make like something for myself kind of.
Y yo sé que lo vas a lograr. I see the potential in you. I see the spark in you. Y yo sé que vas a llegar muy, muy lejos. And, you know, you guys, si no lo conocen, si no lo han visto, por favor, I think you're going to start your YouTube channel. Yo lo estoy convenciendo, güey, que empiece su canal de YouTube.
I want to, like, I really want to. So at the Beauty Creations party, like, I went back home and I told my mom, I was like, oh, like, you know, this is like Alan. Like, I took a picture with him. And I remember I went back home and I went on live, and I was like, Alan, like, I'm never going to forget the words he said. Like, he said, you have like so much potential like to do this, and like I'm never gonna forget those words, like because like I don't know, it's just like something like someone that used to look up to like tells you those words, like it's something that you're gonna like keep like forever with you. So like like just someone telling you that, like I wanted to keep that like to myself, you know.
No, pero en verdad que sí vas a llegar muy lejos y yo lo sé. So, with that being said, you guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's episode. Si ustedes no lo han seguido, I'm gonna go ahead and drop all his social medias down below, as well as on the screen para que lo vayan y lo sigan everywhere. Y también no se les olvide seguirme a mí so you guys won't miss any future episodes. And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for coming.
For having me.
No, thank you.
Like so crazy, but thank you so much for having me, and make sure to go follow us.
So with that being said, we'll see you guys in next week's episode. Bye.